Okay, the question number one is medium. Question number two is also medium. Three is medium. And the question number four is hard. So the question number one is count elements with at least k greater values. You are given an integer array nums of length n and integer k. Okay, हमारे पास एक nums array है, इसकी length है n and an integer k. Okay, the element in nums is said to be qualified if there exist at least k elements in the array that are strictly greater than it. The element in nums is said to be qualified if there exist at least k elements in the array that are strictly greater than it. Return an integer denoting the total number of qualified elements in nums. Okay, so here this is the nums array and this is the k integer. Output is 2 because 2 and 3 are greater than 1, which are strictly greater than 1. We can't calculate this one in our output because it is mentioned that we need to take that only the strictly greater than elements. Exactly the explanation here. So the element 1 and 2 each have at least k is equals to 1 elements greater than themselves. No element is greater than 3, therefore the answer is 2. Okay. What is this mean? The element 1 and 2 each have at least k equals to 1 elements greater than themselves. No element is greater than 3, therefore the answer is 2. Okay, the element 1 and 2 each have at least k equals to 1 greater element. Okay, what is this? K equals to 2. Output is 0. Explanation: since all elements are equal to 5, no element is greater than the other. Therefore, the answer is 0. What does it mean, guys? What does it mean? Let me first understand the question. What is it explaining here? I mean, the elements 1 and 2 each have at least k equals to 1 elements greater than themselves. No element is greater than 3, therefore the answer is true. You're given an integer array nums of length n. Guys, try to read the question multiple times. You will get some idea how the question you need to proceed. You are given an integer array nums of length n and an integer k. An element in nums is said to be qualified if there exist at least k elements in the array that are strictly greater than it. Okay, एक एलिमेंट की बात हो रही है यहाँ पे. एक एलिमेंट नम्स क्वालिफाइड तभी कहलाया जाएगा if there exist at least k elements in the array that are strictly greater than it. Okay, तो हमें हर एलिमेंट के लिए चेक करना है कि वो क्वालिफाइड है या नहीं है. Return an integer denoting the total number of qualified elements in nums. So basically what we are trying to do here, we are taking let's say 3. So we are going to check, is there the key number of elements which are greater than this 3. So here no one is greater than 3. That's why we are not considering the 3 in our output. But if we are checking 1, do we have greater than one. Yes, we have at least one. I mean k. At least k elements greater than 1, which is 2, okay, and 3 also, but we are taking it as 1. And then uh, for 2 we have also one element which is greater than 2. So that is why our output is 2. So let's try to write it in code. This might be a double for loop for checking counting. Let's try to write the solution first. That may be like brute force solution. यहाँ पे हम हर एक एलिमेंट के लिए चेक कर सकते हैं. तो इनिशियली हम क्या करेंगे, स्ट्रिक्टली ग्रेटर which is equals to 0. So for the first element, for the 3, strictly greater is equals to 0. Okay, then we are considering another loop for and in this loop we are taking 3, 1, 2. Okay, and we are checking if nums of I nums of j greater than nums of I, then what, strictly greater than plus equals to 1. Okay, yeah. And look, for the first loop we are considering 3, and for the second loop we are considering 3, 1, 2, and there is no one greater than the nums of I, which means strictly greater than always be 0, right? Yes, right. And if for taking the 1 as first loop, and the second loop will be 3, 1 and 2. For 3 which is not greater than, and 1 which is not greater than, and 2 which is greater than, so it is greater than, so it will increase the strictly greater equals to 1, and which is equals to k. So if strictly greater equals to k, then we need to increase qualified plus equals to 1, right? And also break this loop. This is my key idea right here. Okay, and need to return the qualified. This is the key idea from my side right here. And let's try it in VS Code, right? I'm going to try it once in VS Code. If you know the answer, guys, comment it down. Wait for a few seconds. I'm trying it in VS Code. So for the first parameters, n equals to 312 and k equals to 1. It is giving the output 2, which is correct. Let me try it for the second parameters. So okay, both the answers are correct. Both the answers are correct. Let me submit it and check we are not exceeding the time limit. If that will be the case, we need to optimize this for loop. Okay. Okay, this is nums k equals to 0. Output is 1. Expected output is 2. We are doing it wrong. Somewhere we are doing it wrong. I mean, I'm checking after increasing the number. I need to check it first, I guess. I need to check it here, and from here it is not necessary to do this. And let me check this nums and k value for this case in VS Code. Okay, can do this right. Take it out and try using. Okay. I this control this control enter. Okay, right. Right now it is giving the correct answer. Let's test it out. Please go ahead, guys. Okay. Oh, another wrong answers. I don't know. What I'm doing wrong here. Expected output is 0. Expected equals to expected 1. Output is 0. Right. What happening if we are considering this? Let's say this for I in range. Okay. We are considering this. Strictly greater equals to 0 है हमारा. Qualified अभी भी 0 है हमारा. And for the in range we are considering this and this. So strictly greater equals to k. Oh, okay. We are getting the issue here. Because our strictly greater is always is 0, and okay, which is not equals to, right, 0 not not equals to 1. So then we are going here. So this is a lesser value than the nums of I. It is equals to, then strictly greater is not increasing anymore. So for the j loop we are considering now this. Okay, this value, and right now strictly greater is already 0, which is not equals to k, so qualified will not be increasing. And if nums of j greater than nums of I, okay, which is which it is fulfilling, right, strictly greater is increased by 1. Hmm. So strictly greater is 1, and the loop is not running again to check. Strictly greater is equals to k, then we are increasing. Okay, what if I go with +1 here? Let's try to do this, guys. Let me check. Am I able to do this? K equals to 1, which is giving me 0. What if I increase the length right here? Okay, now the issue of out of index the range, so I can't do that. What will be the solution here? If anyone of you know, please let me know in comment section. Qualified is equals to 0. The issue is like control plus X. Initially it was correct, guys. The older solutions which we have removed from here, which was like this, should come here, was correct for this question, but not for that another one. We need to fix the another one, not this one. To fix this another one. Okay, which may be greater than equals to. Okay. Oh, I got the solution, guys. Here it should be greater than equals to, which may solve our issue. Okay. So 902 test cases passed, but we have exceeded the time limit clearly. So how can I optimize this? So I'm finding the best solution right here, which may looks like okay. At least I'm able to find some solution right here. And let's try now the another solution, which will be the optimized solution, where n equals to length of nums. So if k equals to 0, return n. We are returning the complete length of the array, which will be our solution. And if k greater equals to n, we are returning 0, because अगर k n की लेंथ से ही ज़्यादा है तो हमारे पास कोई भी सॉल्यूशन नहीं है उसका, राइट? And now there is some method I have searched about it. There is some method like bisect left, that will give the answer right here. So we need to find the smallest value that qualifies is hmm, we can make it half like if n dot short, and we can get the smallest value which qualifies. Threshold will be equals to nums at n minus k minus 1, the length of nums minus the given value, the given integer minus 1. So it will give us the element, uh, the smallest value that qualifies. Okay, and then we need to use the bisect library, import bisect, and we need to return here n minus bisect dot bisect left. uh, what is the syntax, guys? Bisect underscore left, and we need to pass the threshold and nums here, nums comma threshold. I think this will give the output, the desired output. Ah, it should be nums dot. क्या ही खतरनाक गलतियां करता हूँ ना मैं. I'm not getting my output. But why? But why this is the case, guys? What bisect does in right? Yes, left in Python. So the bisect dot bisect left function in Python bisect module is used to find the insertion point for an element x in a sorted list A. Maintaining the sorted order, it returns an index I such that all the elements in A are less than or equals to x, and all elements in A are higher than x. Okay, this is the function. The sorted list, we are passing nums, the value to search for, which is x. Okay, we were passing nums comma threshold, the sorted array and the threshold. which is this. Okay, I'm getting 3 here. Nums dot short will doesn't short this. These both all are equal. Okay, we need to put the for loop here. So let's do it. Let's do little bit changes, guys. Port bisect, right? And nums dot sort and n equals to length of nums and qualified equals to 0. Now for I range length of nums okay, it is not solving, guys. Uh-huh. It is failing for this simple. followed by nums dot short n is equals to length of nums qualified is equals to 0 for n range. We can use here n, right? Already we have length. Strictly greater equals to n minus bisect. Okay, this should be the solution, right? Alright, that was I missing. That was I missing. So finally I figure it out. Maximum substring with distinct starts. Let's do this first. Maximum substrings with distinct start. You are given a string S consisting of lowercase English letters. Okay. Return an integer denoting the maximum number of substrings. You can split S into such that each substring starts with a distinct character. That is, no two substrings start with the same character. A substring is a continuous, non-empty sequence of characters within a string. Okay, S. So there can be this A and this B, A, B. Both are starting with distinct character A, B, C, D. So here for A, B, C, D, right? Here A, the output is 1. So how can I achieve this? How can I achieve this? Guys, you're given a string S. Mhm. So taking for loop, considering a hash and a for loop for linear solution, like distinct equals to this for I range length of S, where is I? And now we will take the this for the first, and we are going to add this in distinct, and for this we are going to take B and going to add in distinct, and for this, if it is already in, if it is already in distinct, we are going to continue until we reach the end, right? Yes. If S at I in distinct, then continue. Else if it is not in this, if it is not in this, then we are going to put it in distinct S at I equals to distinct dot get S at I comma default value is 0 or not just 0. Okay, we can set is a set distinct dot add, which will be S of I, and we need to return the set length of set. This will be the solution. Indentation error. So I think I don't need this, and unident does not match any indentation there. Why? What's happening, guys? This come here, this come here, this will come here, this will come here. Everything is fine. What's the issue? Okay, that is accepted. So this is the best solution I have ever done. Let's move to the third question right here. Minimum absolute distance between mirror pairs, sorry. You're given an integer array num. A mirror pair is a pair of indices I comma j such that 0 I can be 0 or greater, and j is always greater than I, and j is always less than nums of dot length. Okay, and reverse nums and I equals to nums of j, where reverse x denotes the integer formed by reversing the digits of x. What does this mean? Leading zeros are omitted after reversing. For example, we are reversing 1 2 0, so we are reversing 2 and 1, not this 0. Okay, it is the minimum absolute distance between the indices of any mirror pair. If no mirror pair exists, return -1. Absolute difference. Okay, My ranking is 9,106. 35 minutes penalty time, 10 minutes. I have submitted too wrong here. Okay, then it's continuously decreasing. I need to solve the third question at least this time. So this time I'm able to solve the two questions, first and the second one, which is great for me. These people are submitting it from copying pasting. Wow. Let me understand this. Nums equals to 12, 21, 45, 33, 54. Output is 1. Explanation. The mirror pairs are 0 and 1. Yes, 0 and 1 are mirror pair. Reverse nums at 0 equals to reverse 12, which is equals to 21 equals to nums of 1. Giving an absolute distance is 1. Return the minimum absolute distance between the indices of any pair. The absolute distance between indices I and j is this. So minimum distance we need to return, okay? Right. Since 2 and 4, since 2 viewers at 2 equals to nums at 4, giving an absolute distance which is equals to some minimum absolute distance among all pairs is 1. This there's no mirror pairs, okay? Kind of I understand the question. So first we need to make the reverse function. How to reverse if number in Python using a while loop. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take that. Remove this false comment. We are only so we are passing, let's suppose 120. Our reverse number is equals to 0 while 120 is greater than 0, so digit is equals to, which is giving the last number which is 0 right here. which is 0. So we are not considering 0. If dz equals to 0, okay, then we can here, if dz not equals to 0, then we can perform this, like, then we can perform this. Okay, I think it is correct right now. So we are getting a simpler function which is reverse a number, at least reverse a number. And now we need to take care of the for loop. N is equals to length of nums for I in range n. So we are let's take the absolute difference, which is equals to 0 if no minor pair exists, return -1, which is equals to -1, or is it 0? This must be 0 for here. And what we can do here, we can check. Let's suppose we are taking this, then we need to consider a loop here, right? That means we are going to go with another loop. Right, for j e range and if reverse set I equals to num set j, and we need to change this answer equals to minimum answer comma num set I, sorry, num set. Okay, we can use absolute function here, absolute I minus j, and we are going to take that and return the answer if answer not equals to 0, else -1. That's my solution, right? This should be the solution, guys. Let's test it out. I have written the correct logic here. Okay, this is giving the, I mean, a lots of test cases are passed, 547 test cases are passed, and then input array is this, and the output is -1, expected 1. So what's happening here? 1 2 3 4 5. So we have n, as 5. Answer equals to 0 we have. Right. And for j in range, this should be range like I comma, it should start from I plus 1. And that should be the case. We are ex excluding this and taking this rest of the array. Okay, still we are getting error at 555. What a lucky number. This. Oh, let's try to figure it out. So if we are considering this 12, and for the j loop we are considering this array which is equals to I plus 1 to n, right? And if reversed 12 which is equals to 21, does it give the reversed number? Let me check, guys. Does it give the reversed number? Python compiler. इंडेंटेशन टिक कर लेते हैं. Let's do the answer which is equal to reverse 120 print answer. This should be like 21. Okay, so the reverse function is correctly working. So this is giving me the 21 here, and which is equals to nums of j, right? Which is equals to the 21. So answer should be a minimum comma answer. Okay, this is always 0. Let's make it float infinite. Uh, it was like I was doing a little bit mistake here, and I just want to check time limit doesn't exceed, or at least I'm able to pass more solutions here. Now this is equal to this. Output is minus 1, expected 4. 9044. Is there any 9044? So I'm doing a little bit better here. Let's test it in VS Code. Okay, I got the issue. We just need to extract the zeros at the end, not at the starting. It is also taking the starting one and the middle one, excluding zeros, right? So like if we are taking 4409 and we are getting 0 here, then it will does not, it will excluding it. That is the issue here. So we need to remove the trailing zeros first, right? This will remove the trailing zeros and we don't need to put it here, and this will be the solution, I guess. Right, this will be the solution. Okay, we need to remove first all the ending zeros, then convert that. This might works, guys. This might works. But yeah, limit exceeded, and now the solution is working, but we need to now simplify it. Okay, let's go for the simplification, guys. Let's go for the simplification. So we need to take scene which equals to this. We need to tag the scene values here. Okay, and answer equals to always like float infinite, and for I comma num in enumerate enumerate nums, and reverse is equals to reverse num. If reverse already seen in scene, then we are going to answer equals to minimum answer comma I minus seen at reversed, and scene equals to, we are going to store the scene num equals to IIS, and now we are going to return answer if answer is not equals to float infinity else -1. This will be the solution, I guess. Wrong answer. Let me check this test case, guys. Let me test it in VS Code. There must be some changes I need to make. Like here in this loop, if num in reversed scene, you need to make a reverse scene also, which is equals to this. Effort is in this. Then we need to consider answer equals to minimum of answer comma I minus reverse underscore scene at nums, right? This and reversed scene also I need to initialize, which is equals to also I, right? This might be the solution. No, this is not. can I do right here? Everything is fine. Yes, this simply. I think that is enough for today. At least we are able to make two questions for today. Let's end the stream, guys. That's all for today. Bye bye.